podcast is powered by Audio House Dublin.
But yeah, I suppose welcome to the Sold Out podcast, guys. Joined here with Tebi Rex.
Hey.
So we got Max and Matt. If you want to like introduce yourself, even for the audio listeners, just who's talking when.
Yeah, you can recognize me with my lovely light sultry white tones.
And I'm Max, and I say like a lot when I'm trying to explain things, and yeah, that's me. That's
The one thing I'm going to cut back on in interviews is saying, so that's good. I'll always say that, so I'll try and cut back on that as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm trying to say like a lot less and I think choose my words a little bit more carefully.
Even for me though, it's so funny because I go back and edit it, and afterwards you're like every little thing that like you pick up on everything, like when you have to go back and look. But I suppose, do you want to just give a brief overview of like what you guys do? Obviously, hip hop act. So where did it all get started for you guys?
We always call ourselves Kildare's #1 interracial hip hop duo. We were founded in Kildare. Daffy's from Kildare. I spent a good 5 or 6 years living there, where we met in Maynooth University, and that's how it all came together.
That's sick. So it's obviously hard to balance like the music with studies. So in the beginning, was it easier, or has it gotten tougher or gotten easier?
I actually never had to. When I met Max, I was the Students' Union president at the university, and you were still studying. So I was living the student life by getting paid for it.
Don't call me Max, nigga. That's crazy.
Did you just say you were going?
Yeah, mommy, that's him. Call me Max is crazy. Anyways,
I'm gonna call you my middle names and everything there. All right, yeah. Don't funny.
Yo, don't say my name. No, you know what? I think it was really easy to balance studies and music, because especially at the start, because I don't really know what people say or what they like think or proclaim, but if you're a small artist who doesn't have that many gigs, who isn't recording that often, you really spend the vast majority of your time writing music, and even then, that's like when it takes you. So really, we went studio at the start maybe once every 3 or 4 months. We had a show, if we were lucky, maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months. So at the start, it
like
didn't
a 40
mean
minute set. Or
I was gonna say like
a 20-minute slot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it was pretty chill, and now it's kind of crazy because there's more going on. Even in work, our managers will be trying to call, and like it's starting to really piss me off. Calling me in work, and they're like, "Yo, this is a gig thing. Whatever. Can you do this? Can you do this?" I'm like, I'm working. You can't call me while I'm in work.
Yeah,
you know?
it's always like my work always asks me to stay back and stuff to do bits. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
Even today, I was like, right, I got to buzz off. I'm doing a podcast at 6, so that was what happened.
Thought it was a podcast.
But just to be cheeky saying that as well, being like, yeah, can you stay back? That's not in my contract, bro. You know
contract we signed.
Like, if you want me to stay back, like I've even started telling my job now, if you want me to stay back, you need to tell me.
Give me a day heads up. Yeah.
Give me a heads up. It's not, you know, whatever off the cuff. Like I don't love this place. You know?
I'm a company man, but it's quite blocking.
So in the beginning, was it all kind of like student gigs, or kind of is that how you got your?
Barely even. It was just more like open mic nights and stuff. You know, like
that's sweet.
They're like, if you're starting off in music, don't expect money for a very long time. You know,
spoken word
like
as well.
anything.
Like
we love spoken word.
Spoken word circle was really dope to really practice your stuff, and it's probably the most kind of open people and accepting people you can perform in front of. They're very chill.
We were a very intimate act as well.
Yeah. I mean, we were, not anymore.
We were like an acoustic act originally.
Yeah, because I was going to say, there's a lot of that influence in it. Obviously, dance and everything as well. But I suppose, like, what I was going to say was, because I was thinking, like, maybe you'd cut your teeth in the kind of student and the open mic nights and stuff. So do you notice a difference when you go up then, you know, Trinity Ball coming up, you know, you've done Longitude, Electric Picnic all last year. Did you notice any difference in the crowd? Do you have any kind of difference
between student and mainstream crowd? I guess. I mean, we love student crowds. We love it. We think no matter what, we're always going to be students at heart. I think that's just running through us.
I'm going back to college. I know.
You're really into education as well. I wasn't so much into the education side of things, but I just love student life and love everything that the kind of like the Irish student embodies, which is why I clung on to it for so long as a Students' Union president. And then you've embodied it for a while as well with your bits and bobs.
Like
in a positive way, where you get qualifications out of it and masters and looking at do the PhD and stuff.
It's just it's good energy. I think students are always a good base to have behind you, because for one, they're really open to new stuff. I think turning people onto you who are in their 30s or 40s is a little bit more difficult. I think students are a lot more open and a little more passionate. You know, I don't see motherfuckers in their 40s buying merch or really kind of going to all their friends. Hey, come to the show. Like their friends got kids, they got kids. Even if they like it, it's kind of more of a pastime. Where I think students are a lot more passionate. Like even me as a student, I was passionate about music. So it's that kind of I think that's who we tend to speak to. And like, you know, as we get older and that base gets older, that'll probably change. I don't know, but for the moment, you know, you don't want to be like Blink-182 singing like those high school pop rock songs in their 40s. Like, oh man, nigga, no.
Yeah, and students are really honest as well with feedback, and you can see in a student's face in the crowd if they're liking it, they're not, whatever. And it's a good place to know where you're at.
Yeah, it like really puts it to the test, I suppose.
Yeah, because there's no harm in being told you're terrible.
Yeah, every now and again.
It's always good. Once in a while.
It's actually pretty healthy, I would argue.
So like, was it tough getting started? Like, because obviously you've refined the sound now so well. So I was going to say in the beginning, like, what was the writing process like? Like, where were you going even for beats and everything like that?
Oh, he stole that shit.
Type beats.
I'm what? You know the ID pull up, nigga.
YouTube to MP3s. Look at my
yeah. We stole some beats. We didn't make no money. I told you niggas to pull up, man.
But yeah, that's what we were doing. Sorry, what was the question again? Before we were talking about stealing beats.
I was just going to say, so when you...
the writing process, sorry. It's still very much the same actually for us. Well, now we actually would get like a producer who might send us a beat, we might work with a producer on a beat. And
we only stole beats for like a year.
Yeah, very short time. Let's just get that on the record.
Then we started leasing beats very cheap, you know what I'm saying? And then now it's a full process of...
Because you have a Cash Money AP beat, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, man. We pay for that now, you know what I'm saying? We pay the lease on that. That's hard.
You know what I'm saying? It's so funny when you hear like massive artists, Cash Money AP.
You're like, what?
I was like, one of Octavian's song, I can't remember which it was. I think it was Spaceship or something. He released it and someone's like, yo, that's a Travis Scott type beat on YouTube. He's like, mine now, bitch.
I paid money for it. But the funny thing is, depending on how you those process for like type beat things, you do get screwed a lot because in the fine print of the lease you sign, they get, if that blows up, they get like most of, if not all of that.
It's really not worth it.
And like even we were like looking into publishing deals and shit like that, and we were having these conversations with people and they were like, yeah, so what's the ownership with this? And we're like, oh, we paid it on YouTube. And they looked at the fine print like if you make money off this, first of all, you got to ask this guy first, can you even put this shit in an ad or anything? So I think there's as a small artist, you know, pay that 25, 50 euro lease. It's no biggie, but as you do things at a bigger scale, I would say
it's so not worth it. Yeah, it'll come back to bite you, because even publishing companies and that, they won't even want to look at you. Like too many names.
Juice WRLD got fucked. Oh no, in fairness, Juice WRLD fucked himself. Let's be honest, man, he fucked himself thinking that song wouldn't blow. They're very similar. He's giving away like what 90% of that shit now, his biggest song. But you fucked yourself. It's no one's fault by yours, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so frustrating. And even for someone who's so talented, like, as well. Like, he's like 22 songs or something on that new album. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like,
but are they all good, though?
Nah.
I like, once again, it's this...
These long LPs,
No, same. The Kanye thing with the 7 tracks, that was like...
Listen, I think a long LP can work. But you have to make a long LP because you want to make a long LP.
Yeah, everyone's doing it because it's tactical.
People doing it for the streaming numbers.
Yeah.
Like
Migos was a big one for that. Culture too.
Even Scorpion, like putting all his hits on that, and then he knows it's gonna go platinum because it has all his hits on it.
Yeah, you know what was a long LP that was near? No. Hear me out. Near perfect in structure, tone, thematic fucking messages throughout the whole thing, and just very well put together.
Your first EP?
No. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, The Heist. Listen back to that album, right? Because even if you don't like them, it's working with one producer having a very clear idea from start to finish and structuring that. That's why even us now, while we're doing stuff, it's like even there's different producers. Yeah, same person mixing, same person doing a little bit of additional production. That's Adam Shanahan through the whole thing because you want to have a concise project, right?
Yeah. It's my fault, isn't it? Adam Shanahan.
Yeah. Deadly. Really
sorry for using your government, Adam. You know what I'm saying?
I love his stuff. He's working with some mad people right now. The last stuff you probably would have heard he did was with Bobby Basil.
Yeah.
And the Nilo track was dope, man.
Oh my god, I forgot you were at the Nilo. Yeah.
I should bear it, but yeah.
He's actually the reason we got involved with the Blizzards. He like heard that track, that beat, and was like, that sounds like a Tebi Rex beat. And then they got in touch with us through our management.
That's crazy.
So shout out Adam for that.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, because I was going to ask how that came about, and like, did you even have to think about it, or was it just like? Like, how did
it actually, the song rolled together super quick, actually.
Yeah. I was like, nah.
Yeah, you were like, meh. Yeah, he didn't know what the Blizzards were, and I was like, which is understandable to be fair. But like, I grew up listening to the Blizzards.
Even in his face now, it's just like,
I like he was really gun ho. Our manager was really gun ho. I'm like, I don't know these niggas. And I was giving it that when I listened. I'm like, oh, these guys kind of dope. But I did not. Even when we first met, you know, I think Matt was a little starstruck, keeping it cool. I was like, son, I didn't know who these guys were. So like,
yeah, like, I was like some of the songs I was really into growing up. I was very much into, I guess, soft rock and indie music, and would have been one of my genres I liked as growing up. But it always stuck with me, and I saw this guy. I always tell this story, right? So let's bring it back to the Gaeltacht, right? I don't know, it was 2008, and I came second in a talent show. I lost to these two lads who sang Fantasy in Irish, and it was a brilliant composition. But now look at me. Look at me now, lads. I sang Fantasy with the Blizzards at EP, and I was like, ha, look at me now, Paddy and Kieran.
that is sick.
I saw Paddy at the Irish Choice Awards there, and I was like, oh shit, there he is.
Yeah, like I gave you, like I made a face, man.
Yeah, he did make a face.
We should duff that nigga, bro, honestly, man. Like,
Snuffed him.
Like, honestly, we should snuff that nigga, bro. Like, the face he made, I'm like, I don't want Paddy, a tall fucking bastard. I'll jump him down, fucking.
Pretty boy in the Gaeltacht.
Anyways, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Tell that nigga Paddy pull up too. I want Paddy. I want.
Yeah. Kieran's lovely though. Kieran's
Double
good.
Draco?
Big Draco. When did his name become Big Draco? Oh my god, Soldier Boy.
That's another man having his moment. But yeah, I mean, I suppose. So what's coming next from you guys? I mean, are you looking at album mode, or is that another EP, or what you think? Are you just kind of feeling how it goes?
You look at me for permission to say some shit, but I've been like, I'm not saying nothing until I got the cover for it. So I'm just saying we're working on new music. But I'm gonna announce, cause I want to announce it with the cover.
Yeah.
Covers.
That only makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, listen, we're doing a project. It's not an EP. Put that shit together.
Yeah.
That's the best way of saying it.
Yeah,
Because sometimes we talk about it with our friends and stuff in person, and some people I'm kind of like, it depends who we're talking to. Obviously on the podcast we're going to just keep it very close to our chest. And just say there's loads of cool stuff coming.
Which is annoying because like, if we could talk about it, it's actually a very interesting thing to talk about.
When we can talk about it, invite us back. It's really good to talk about.
100%.
Whatever it is.
No, because I love the way, like, even though you have these songs that are quite like pop influenced, there's always like a good story. There's good like, do you know, the lyricism in it, like the song Ducks All the Way Down, that like blew me away because it reminded me it kind of reminded me of That Power, man, with the story at the end. I was like, man, that's my favorite song on Camp too. And I was just like, man, this song,
you get you know what, it's so funny because I wrote that song, right, and we knew that was the end of the EP. I want to cap it off. I said, I was talking to my friend Cora, who was telling me like that was her story about a friend of hers who passed, you know. And I was like, really, I asked her a bunch of questions, and we like kind of like sat down and we really talked about, I'm like, how do you want this narrative to go? How do you want the story to go? And what's the message behind it? And we just kind of really talked it out. And it's funny because that song's a play on a John Green novel, which is Turtles All the Way Down, which is about someone who has like these like thought spirals, and like you like as a spiral goes, it gets tighter and tighter as it goes down. And it's like that's what it very much felt like when I was in a space of writing that project and writing that song, of being okay and trying to like burst out of that spiral but spinning back the same thought, and it's just like tightening, like it was this kind of like vortex you couldn't escape. But I think it's really funny because that's what death, a lot of times that's what death or this when you're dealing with something heavy feels like. So you can have a friend die or something, and you're with your friends at a club a month or 2 months later having a great time, and you just remember it and you go straight back to that same spot and you spiral back into
100%.
So I wanted it to be about that, where it's like this kind of story of this person you just can't seem to forget and can't seem to escape. And in many ways you don't really want to escape, right? You don't want to forget people who die. You don't want to forget people you were in love with. You don't want to forget these things because like they have value, but at the same time you do want to forget it. You do not want to be depressed or upset about something forever. So it's just like weird relationship.
You have to deal with it in a healthy way.
And that's the song. The song's like heavy bars, really happy chorus. Heavy bars, really happy chorus. It's like you just going straight back to that place regardless of how you try to balance it.
It reminds me of a track I think JLOL's on Word Up as well, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a song that True Colors.
Yeah.
And he kind of has like the same sort of thing where it's like a poppy kind of chorus, but he's talking about everything that's like, you know, you have these feelings that you're kind of hiding almost. You know?
It is mad hearing that song and performing it, because it is a very exciting poppy beat and people are jumping up and down and loving it, but the lyrics are very, very dark.
Yeah.
Particularly yours.
Yeah, exactly. But I like the way you just said as well, it can be about someone you loved, or, you know, it can be about other things too that you don't want to just forget them, but...
Yeah, I think it's so weird. I always found that like crazy, where if someone passes, if something terrible happens, you don't want to delete it. Like it's always that thing of like, if you could delete like a heartbreaker or like some part of grief, would you delete it? And then 9 times out of 10, it's the answer changes depending on where you are in that situation. You know? Like,
you want to move past it and grow from it, but at the
would
same
you
time,
delete it? No, I couldn't. And it's so, I feel like that's such an interesting discussion. 'Cause I always think I'm always like, should you delete old tweets? 'Cause I always find that super interesting. Should you delete old problematic tweets? Because at one part it's like, that's not you. You are a better, more grown-up person, more mature person. But at the same time, if you delete them, you're also lying. You're pretending like these things didn't happen. You didn't used to think that way or feel that way, and it's almost dishonest, you know? So it's always something I'm debating when I'm like, I should delete some of this shit because this is bad. But at the same time, I'd be dishonest by not letting people know that I was bad. You know, like
I straight up cleaned out. When I ran for election, I was like, nope.
And once again, that's smart because like you're one of the few people, not even one of the few people, or like you're one of a lot of people who like move in private the same way you move in public. You know, you don't say things in public and then be like in private, like you move the same. So it's so strange to me. It's so fair for you to be like, oh, this is me. This is who I am 100%. I'm not hiding nothing. Then it's like, but what were you like in the past? And, you know, then it goes into that kind of stuff.
In the past, I wasn't the same public and private.
Man.
I was like a switch I made. I'm like, this isn't worth it. This is such a hassle.
You know what I mean? To keep like that persona going too. I don't know how like some people do that. You know, that kind of way.
Personas, man. I absolutely hate them.
Strange.
They drive me nuts.
Dishonest. But a lot of motherfuckers in music is dishonest, right? It's a lot of motherfuckers in general is dishonest. I see it so often. Like you just see it on social media, or you see it on Twitter, or you like. I've seen so many people, for example, say like, I would never, ever, ever allow X to happen to me or accept X, right? And it might be, I would never let someone cheat on me and get away with it. I would never take someone in who does this. And then, you know, they do that. The amount of people I've seen who like have dated a guy who is almost the exact opposite of their beliefs. It's like, how can you be for trans people but date someone who's transphobic? And it's all this murky gray area where I don't even think people are lying, but it's almost this honest idea of who they are, but it's who they want to be. And like, in fairness to them, it's always good to try to strive for that, but it's a kind of, you know,
rarely works.
Difference between,
I think it's because like maybe like your social media presence kind of gets taken for like one and the same as you, so like that's why it's like become one and the same, even though like you're saying the social media version should be like the ideal version of you, or like you know, compared to
your social media version is you. It's someone looking at you while they're fucking horny or they're drunk, right? It's all the idyllic stuff. And I used to be a fiend for that as well. I used to be like real high and mighty on social media and be like, you shouldn't be saying this, or you shouldn't be doing this. And then I think one day my friend Derv was like, you're kind of full of shit sometimes, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, I am. And I've just stopped. I really just stopped doing that because I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, that's not my main thing. Like, once I'm not a fucking hypocrite, I'm trying, I'm happy. And that's why I'm always going back to the delete the tweets thing, because it feels like I'd be a hypocrite if I did that, you know? Or even whenever someone like does something, let's say sexist, for example, I always preface it by like, hey man, that was sexist. And like, I used to be like that and you can do better. But I always put that context of like, hey, I've not always maybe not been sexist, you know? When I was like 16,
and this is what you learned,
proper piece of shit. But it's like you're lying if you don't put that information in, or you're just being, you know.
I always get that caveat as well, like hands up, I've done this before. But that doesn't mean it's okay now.
You should know better.
We're big on personal growth. So
listen to Men Are Trash.
That's transition. That's exactly what it's about.
Yeah, it's so funny because people was like, you guys think we got all kinds of critiques for
I was gonna say, because
it gets construed in whatever way you kind of want, I guess.
It's so funny because people are like, you guys think you're such Good Boys, because that song, like, the song was specifically about us doing shitty things. Like, we were being dramatic about it,
professing about how bad we
that was shit we've actually done.
Yeah.
So if you walk away from that song thinking that we think we're perfect, I'm like,
like, I can tell if someone says that about the song, I'm like, all you got from the song was the title.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was going to say, like, the title does come across a bit like Woke Boy, but when you actually listen to it, then you're like, oh, okay, like, fair enough, you know, that kind of way.
Exactly.
Our idea for that was the two different kinds of boys you want to avoid, right? So it's me, oblivious fuck boy, who like does bad things that has no conception they're bad things. Yeah, I kissed your best friend, but like, what you mean? And it's him, the soft boy, who like would tell you about all his negative qualities up front, so when he does them, you can't complain. Like, hey, by the way, I'm emotionally unavailable. Then you do some terribly emotionally unavailable shit and be like, well, I told you from day one.
It's on you.
You know what it was when you met
signed
me.
this contract. It's in the fine print.
I think it's worse.
in the fine
You know what I
print.
mean? That's a terrible thing to do to someone. God,
yeah, it's terrible. Damn, I mean, we've definitely done it. We've definitely done it.
Yeah.
You know, not once again, not to the extreme extent of
No.
this song. I'm not.
You're not getting me too down here.
I'm not fucked someone's best friend. I've definitely tried. I'm not. I'm just gonna say. I haven't achieved in doing it in terms of the song. Yeah.
next question.
Good bop though.
Good boys, right?
Damn.
Good boys, right?
Damn. I mean, I don't even know how we started all of that. I mean, and we haven't even touched on. I mean, talk to me about the last EP then, and the reception of that and how that went.
That's only just gone a year old, which is wild to me.
Baby.
It seems like we've always had that EP.
Baby.
Yeah, that was a baby. Like, we're just so glad how that came together. So, well, there's like, a lot of it was rushed, and it was a very stressful time. And that we've learned a lot from that EP,
for sure.
It's about timelines and stuff, and setting expectations, and who you're working with, and what to know about them, and everything. There's one or two songs in that were more rushed. That were more rushed than they should have been.
I only like one song off that EP. That's Ducks All the Way Down.
Really?
For me, I think Men of Trash is a great bop, a great song. If I was redoing it, maybe would have had a female vocalist on the verse or something. Just in terms of like, it's probably, if you're doing a song tackling that topic, that's one thing I probably would have changed. Like, maybe have
it's interesting.
Maybe have.
I think it's probably my least
favorite.
favorite song we've ever made.
Really? I think that's always the way though. Like you're like most popular, most like whatever.
It's just because it's so calculated now. Like, it started off as a great idea and a lovely song, and we loved the verse, we loved the chorus, everything. But then throughout the production and the editing, it became mathematical.
It became
just moving.
maths. Yeah,
We had so many different versions of it.
Yeah.
And usually we just kind of word vomit out, and then it's dope, and then we figure out that way. I mean, it's like a cut, but that was really a ordeal in the process, because it was something that didn't work. It just didn't work, and then our manager's like, "This is a hit song on the thing, though. Make that work." So it was forcing it to work. So now it's almost like seeing something you've built, like a ceramic clay piece or something. You know, like ostensibly that is a beautiful thing, but you had to force those pieces to fit in. Which is, once again, us being a bit precious. It's a good song. People like it. I like it. I think it's really fun. In terms of Pink and Blue, I think they work as a really cool dichotomy. You know, I think the problem is with artists, right? It's you think you can do better, right? And 9 times out of 10, you can actually do better. Not a lot of people make the best shit with their first song. So I think for us, we're looking back at it like, oh, we can do better. And now we are definitely doing better. But for what it was and where we were at, I think it was dope. I like it.
It was, yeah. Like even now when I hear back Pink, I'm like, I haven't listened to this in a long time, and I like this song. And that was the song that was particularly rushed on the EP.
That's funny, because coming into this interview, I was going to say, I like that track. Do you know what I mean? Like, I guess to the listener as well, it doesn't come across like in that way, because we don't know. Because you in your head will always have this.
Such is kind of music, I guess, and that sometimes it comes together quickly, and it's really pleasing to some, and then sometimes it takes more work, and that's more pleasing to some, I guess. But like, I love the juxtaposition of dichotomy of Blue and Pink, is that it's the two sides of the coin of being rich and famous, I guess, like what the good things and the bad things. And I liked Blue. I did like Blue a lot, and I'm glad it's done so well off that EP. And that was quite close to my heart. I loved working with Chris Cabs and the production.
Chris is your legend.
That's my first time co-producing.
Blue was very pretty, because that's the first time we were ever co-producing. You co-produced. And Blue, I co-produced Ducks All the Way Down with Jake Hurley. So I think maybe that's why we like those songs. Probably, because they were our babies. I think it's I think it's cool. We dropped around the same time as Kojak, right? And that's the problem where you're just looking at
problematic.
This shit's kind of better. And like as an artist, I feel like a lot of artists can admit that. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably a shame. It's a big ego thing with hip hop where you don't want to necessarily admit.
Very competitive industry, very competitive genre.
And like once again, don't get me wrong, I'm out here to compete. I want to murder all these niggas. Like,
don't get it twisted.
Yeah, like because I'm all about supporting everybody, but I still want to step on everybody's neck. So looking at that, I'm like, shit kind of better. You know? So now like we're writing this and we're doing all this shit. I'm like, I'm doing a temp check. I'm like, okay, will this be better than Jafar's album? Will this be better than Mango's upcoming album? Will it be better than Kojak's upcoming album? Who are we going to be better than in doing this? Is it? I think so, yes. Yes. But it is a thing of really like wanting to make something that says something and really once again we can't talk about nothing, but really trying to craft some shit. Listen,
this is like edging when it comes to like talking about this album. Like.
another time
but like honestly, it's so promising to hear though, because I was gonna ask as well, like who are the people that are like, you know, forcing your hand in terms of like upping your game and everything, because recently like just the overall standards have just like gone through the roof.
I love seeing stuff that's coming out that's a fresh idea and new. Like I went to Jafaris's album launch party, and that was described recently by Slight Motif as a groundbreaking kind of chapter in Irish hip hop.
Definitely.
And it was a cool idea. He invited the whole industry down, and everyone there as I walked in, I was like, we're also all mates. Like we're all very friendly with each other. And we're all in.
Well, like I once again, I think for the most of us are mates. Like we're mates with everybody. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
That's pretty fair. Like I'm super easygoing, you're super easygoing. We're very palatable people.
I'm gonna say
I'm not here to beef anybody.
Some niggas think they're better than other niggas in terms of the whole industry. But anyways,
that's fair. Note that. But it was a really cool moment. I was like, this is deadly. It was candlelit. There's family there. There was an interview done by
Mango or Mathman,
by Mathman, of course. Yeah, and the whole thing was just really cool. And then we've got a plan for something entirely different. And I'm sure someone else like Mango or Mathman probably has an idea that's totally separate as well. So and seeing these new landmark things happening is very
it's very exciting.
And we are, at the end of the day, for the most part, very supportive of each other. Because it is a thing of, once again, I want to kill all these niggas. Like, Nas is Magnus. I want to bury that nigga, right? I also want him to do well. But if I could bury him, I'd happily do it. If I could end him, if I could end his whole shit, I'd happily do it. But at the same time, if he
like Goku and Frieza right now.
Oh, for real. I'm Goku, bitch. You know, and it's that kind of mentality where we're all trying to make money, we're all trying to be successful, we're all trying to get those festival slots, and we're competing with each other. There's a limited space for hip hop, but at the same time, I'm just never bitter about it. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's good to know where you are. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if someone does some dope shit, like if Jafar like just gets crazy numbers, you can't be bitter about that. Well done, you know, you deserve that. You put that work in.
It's fast paced as well. Like all of a sudden, like someone they got a better slot than us, they're there on a bigger stage than us, and then we have release and we're on a bigger slot.
Exactly.
We're on a bigger stage. It's just like it's going to work like that.
Everyone has their time too, in a way,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah. So it's funny like that.
Yeah, and one thing I don't want to go this interview without mentioning as well is your visuals as well. I really love, because this whole, like, what I think is coming out of Irish hip hop too at the moment is this like the creativity kind of trumps the means. Like your video there for
Number One Symbol, is it?
The which?
Number One Symbol a piece, is it?
No, I was going to get to that as well, but the love songs too.
Yeah, love songs too.
Yeah, when you like clipped in the like you know, moments from movies and stuff like that, like you going back and forth with Taylor Swift and everything. Like I kind of like the way people play with the creativity, like what they have. So like, where do you see like your visuals going? Because obviously the Number One Symbol of Peace video too. The
Number One Symbol of Peace, I'm gonna keep that at 1,000%. I like that video. I don't love it. I love the song. I don't love the video. I think the video was like dope. It kind of got across the message I wanted to get. Unfortunately, the message isn't necessarily an overly visually exciting one. And the same way like the song has like a 2-minute verse, you know? It's about the content, and the video needs to kind of reflect that in the same way of like being a little bit more controlled and less exciting or funny than that one. we have some really funny, weird, insane stuff coming up. We were putting some money behind the video now where we can do some like crazy stuff.
Because that's why, like, I think it's good to put like the money behind the videos, but I think what's exciting now with artists, like across the board, even when it comes to production, like you're saying, and everything, is like you kind of have to use the resources available to you and that you had at that time. So like even when you're talking about the EP, like that's where you were at that time, and it's like interesting to see because some great stuff comes out of the limitation too, like because you're really pushing what you have.
Oh man, I think it's still being the same, like regardless of what money comes into, it'll be the same trajectory of like weirdness and like really thinking.
And that's good to hear though, you know, because there's a certain energy that's in those videos that's
and we're very, very strict with that going forward. I think as more and more hands come in to get the Tebi Rex pot and stuff, and the more people are kind of like trying to have a shape on what we think we should do, we're getting very, very strict with saying no. No one's changing the direction. We would rather stay,
and that's really good to hear, like,
you know, entirely independent and broke than have that direction change, you know.
Fucking nothing, bro. And I think it's almost like it's always been one of my issues with maybe the hip hop scene in Ireland, where I feel like a lot of artists are just dope, like they're really, really great musicians, but I wish they would do almost like weirder or more adventurous or risky shit. Like I love the Jafar's album. My favorite song on that album is like probably that Invisible song. But the one Shaduka, for me, I'm like, this is what makes this in my brain perfect.
You remember that from the album.
Like, I was like, this is weird, this is not your usual shtick, and I love it. So even if it's not my favorite song on the album, it's brought the album to a whole nother level for me. And I now rate it on the level of like, this is not Irish hip-hop album, this is a hip-hop album. I can talk about it as a comparison. There's some shit made by Lil Baby, Gunna, Migos, whatever. I can talk about it in that vein 100%. Now. Yeah. Because you're doing it and you're really being... Because it's not safe. I think that's the thing as well. Like for all our pop music antics, right? We always do it in a way that's almost, you know, not safe. I think we're very conscious of that, where we were doing Shea Love songs, and I'm like, yo, we need to have this kind of trap hook on it because it's too sweet. And we need to make a video taking the piss out of sweet songs, because this song to me now is too sweet. Yeah. And it's Men Are Trash. Oh no, we go curse everywhere on this. We'll talk about fucking and doing all that kind of shit because... why not? You know what I'm saying? Even now, I think we're doing a song where I'm like, this is a really good radio bop. This is a really good hit. We should talk for 30 seconds in the middle of the song. Just stop the song for 30 seconds and talk.
Yeah, the management don't like it
at all. Then let the song continue. And even like we had, let's say, bigger like kind of radio and industry songs ready to go for our, like whatever we're doing in the future. And we're like, no, release this one first. It's like, but you can't play on the radio. It's not really that friendly. And I'm like, yeah, who cares? Do what you want to do. Like it can go from doing stuff with the Blizzards and Eve Bell to like doing number one symbol of peace and just having a song that doesn't do as well. Fuck it.
But it's like the whole like even J. Cole thing of like, you know, if you just put the product out, like people find it eventually, you know, that kind of way. Like
that is it. Like it's a funny one where our best foot forward is different than what other people's best foot forward is, I guess. Like he said, I don't know what to call you anymore. But like he said,
you can call me Max.
There's a
call me that.
There were moves that we know we could have taken instead of number one symbol piece. That would have been another. I suppose smarter version of Men Are Trash kind of stuff up there. But we were like, no, this is for us. This is our impact song. This is an important song to us, and it's going that way. And that's the foot down on that.
And sometimes you just gotta rap. I think when we release that song, you know, a lot of people when we release stuff as well, we're kind of we're hip hop acts, but we're also teetering on the edge a little bit. So a lot of times hip hop acts don't really like share our stuff or look at our stuff. But I think we released that, a lot of people got in touch who we really mess with. Same with Peggy's Bus. Like a lot of people we really messed with got in touch with Peggy's Bus because they were like, this is dope. And this is a distinctive kind of hip hop bop. Like I think, you know, Timmy Rose messaged me like, this is really sick. And I was like, yeah. Timmy Rose verse of the year.
Yeah, there's a few crews like that got in touch, and I was like, oh, good to see you, boys. This is cool. This is really nice. I think especially from what you hear of us online and what's available on Spotify and YouTube, it's very, very, very different to what we do at a live show. It's very different.
I was going to say, can you talk about the set for maybe Trinity Ball, and then you have a gig on the 14th of April too?
Yeah, it's the gig on the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th of April. That run, Trinity Ball set. We haven't put it together yet. We're playing some new shit. That's one or two songs.
We never make a set list until.
Yeah.
I mean, for Trinity Ball, we'll probably go do a rehearsal. I have some ideas.
We will,
But yeah, no, that's gonna be crazy, especially with the new stuff. Like we got this new song. It's not even a single. It's called Robin Season, and that
it's a lot of fun.
Bangs.
We played it a few times live now, and it's always going down a treat, man.
People are just been like, "Yo, fuck,
it's heavy."
That's sweet.
Yeah, but my voice doesn't hold up by the end of the set.
Really?
Like, I'm
by 40 minutes?
I'm a screamo act for that 45 minutes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's really promising to hear. And I suppose I was just going to wrap up as well, because with the Blizzards and the Eve Bell collaboration, where are you hoping to go? Who's like a dream collab, or like, you know, eventually?
Kate.
What are you thinking?
We were gonna message Kate Nash about a song, but I want to come with her with the right song. Cause like,
we've interacted a fair bit with her now, and so now we're like, all right, okay, now if we get a message to her, it'll get to her.
Yeah.
Whether it'll happen from there.
So now you have to like master the art of timing and just
it probably won't be like breaking my heart. I probably won't have the right thing to go with her till like 2020
for a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's what I want to make happen. I want to work with Eve Bell again, just because she's such a talent. She's absolutely amazing.
People like that pairing as well.
Yeah. I'd like to kiss Claro, if that means anything.
If that means anything to anybody.
Don't know it has anything to do with any.
Just for your own personal.
I think I'd like to do some kissing.
For me, in terms of Irish acts, I love Y-Axis stuff, man. I do.
That's sick. That's really cool too. Yeah,
I do love his take on melodies and stuff, and it's just never what I expected it to be, and it's always nice. So
I think you could definitely, because he produces all of his own tracks as well. I think I'd love to hear maybe even like him on production or something. Could be interesting.
So it's cool stuff like that. Outside of that, Kate Nash is the goal.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
I'd love to do something with someone weird, but I'm like, it's so many artists where I'm like, I love the music, but I don't think we would sound good together.
Yeah.
For example, I would be like, oh, Octavian, but that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Probably not a good song, you know? He's dope.
So who is in your like personal, just like when you wrap up, I suppose, who's in your personal rotation right now?
I've been on a mad Brockhampton buzz recently.
Oh, that's sick.
I think the only people I'm listening to now at the moment is very much Brockhampton, Frank Ocean, and the Airwaves playlist. Airwaves playlist. I wasn't put that on most days of the week. I'd say now at this stage.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm on that. Lots of Billie Eilish. Lots and lots of Billie Eilish.
Because I haven't caught up on her new tracks yet, but like when her EP dropped, I was like,
and Awkward Z. I really want to shout him out because he dropped
What's Next?
Amazing EP.
That's hot. That's hot, man. I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
Rookies is hot.
When we do a next headline, I'm gonna get him to open. This would be asking or telling him now.
Yeah,
he doesn't know about it yet. But we'll tag him when this comes out.
I really fuck with Happy Alone, Billie Eilish. Lots of Octavian. Octavian is right now the best rapper in the world, undoubtedly. Your eyebrows raised, good sir. You have a second opinion? No, to me, it's just the best rapper in the world. Best artist on the fucking globe.
I was really into Slow Tie for a long time.
I
haven't gone back into for a bit.
Yeah, I need to get back into Slow Tie. I don't know what happened there.
It was so refreshing when he started.
Yeah, it was very different. Like,
because when Runs came out, it was the same. And then, I don't know.
It's good stuff.
But I guess, would you want to wrap up with anything? You got any like, sometimes I get people to shout out like a Netflix show or something you watch on YouTube or something weird.
That'd be, I recently I've been stuck in the chicken shop date, and what I've been doing for a long time. What are you saying about her? Go on. Say something.
You'd write her, wouldn't you?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah. I think she's deadly.
Nah, for real though. Why you boys leave me out here in the ledge?
I love explain and like.
Don't be trying to cut this. Nah. Let's keep it 1,000%. I need some answers. Wait, cut until I get some answers. Yo.
Radio silence.
The audio has been cut off.
Yeah, man. I haven't been watching porn, if that means anything.
Oh, you've been off the wank train for a bit now.
It's dry January.
Lent, bro. Lent.
Fair.
For Lord and Savior.
He's gonna feel a bit of a gang to join him, but
you know what? It's me and like two of my mates. I'm 8 days in. I'm only kind of weird. You know, I might like twitching.
Super weird, but.
But so I've been watching porn. I've been reading a lot more now. I've been reading like kind of novels and books. I've actually been having a good time with it, to be honest with you. And it's anything that what's been dope on Netflix, The Umbrella Academy, but I finished that. And I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about people talking about art it's my bag right now, because someone who I love hearing an artist as well, especially like I think you guys who like do this could even break it down. If someone asks you what's the art form of a podcast, so what's a podcast you really appreciate, and you could just talk about that for like 20 minutes and really break down why this doesn't work.
It's so interesting hearing that. Like that's what this is all about. Is like I love having all different people, deep
discussions, having those case studies. So it'll get them like a photograph. Right? I know nothing about photography and talk about why this is really well done, what that means. I'm just like, it's a whole kind of world to me. I find it so fascinating because I get music, I get poetry, I get film, but finding something I don't understand, like painting or photography or or like shoe design, and having someone break down the art form in this is something I'm really in my bag in.
Things I don't want to get. Like I don't know if I want to get film like you get film. I think you struggle to sit down and watch a film for what it is. I think you analyze things and it gets inside your head.
But
do you ever get lost in the film anymore?
I like, that's why I love cinema. I only get lost in film in the cinema, right? Because no phone, no nothing. But you appreciate it more because once you can articulate why something's good, and you see it. It's so much better than that instinctual feeling of knowing something's good just because you know. In the same way, like for example, if you see a shot of, let's say, the camera is, let's say this is a camera, you see two things here, and you feel tense. And you don't know why you feel tense. But then if you know film, you know when you frame a shot between two objects, it looks like you're watching someone, as if someone's watching the people on screen. So you instinctually feel tense. And there's things like that is just fascinating to me. It's just like there's so much art and there's so much science behind all of the stuff we do on the day to day. And just trying to appreciate that as much as possible. It's so dope.
See what happens when you don't whine.
Do you know one thing like that blew my mind is, on like every door on a building, right? So the bars that go across will instinctually make you push, but the bars that are straight will make you pull. And a lot of the times there's doors that will have them like the wrong way around, and they're the doors everyone always fucks up on. I never realized that until you notice it and you're like, that's crazy.
You ever try climb some steps that's like an inch like wider than typical steps are, and you're like, you just get you always trip.
The ones up to my room are that.
You always trip, and it's just so many little wild things. There was a really fun fact that I had there. Oh, what was it? It was the funnest of facts. All right, so we'll leave it on this. And this will be a little art assignment for the evening, right? So
hope it's a riddle.
In let's say the Japanese language, right? This is word called wakasabi, or there's no one like kisuyogi. I can't pronounce it right, but it's the appreciation of a ceramic bowl of glass that's somewhat cracked, right? It's the appreciation of something that's like a little bit cracked but holding together. And it's an emotion, it's a feeling you get where you see that kind of glass or vase a little bit cracked and you think to yourself, you get that feeling. The funny thing is, there's no translation for that in the English language. So lack of having this word in our vocabulary, we don't have this feeling. As if we don't have access to a complete, entire emotional response to something because the word doesn't exist in the English language. Now, I've told you what that meant. We all know what that means now. You'll never get that same feeling because you weren't taught that word. And it goes to show how different cultures are entire planets in of themselves, because that's the whole thing, that no matter what, we will never get the same or proper access to because of language.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, if you're a white person who grew up in Japan and you learn that word, you would have that feeling.
And even if you learn it, you're still getting like
if you grew up in that culture, it would be a thing for you. You move back to Ireland when you're 16, you look like everyone there, but you have access to one emotional response, something that no one else has there. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly, I'm really enjoying my time.
But you gotta go. You gotta
write songs with it.
Honestly, I can't imagine that it's ever a dull moment. But it's no surprise because like the music is insane, lads. You're going,
so much
big places. So. Just shout out, I suppose, the Instagram is and the
Instagram is Tebi Rex official. Twitter is Tebi Rex, Tebi Flex. DJ's Tebi Dex. Manager.
Actually, shout out DJ Red, isn't
DJ
it?
Red,
DJ Red, man. Shout out
DJ Red.
He's got his own bits coming in as well.
Shout out Phil and Unette.
Word Collective.
Word Collective. That's it.
Yeah, guys, thanks so much, honestly.
Thank you, guys.